What if I told you that some of Hollywood's most admired leading men have altered their faces so drastically that even longtime fans struggle to recognize them today? In an industry obsessed with youth and perfection, countless stars turned to plastic surgery hoping to freeze time. For some, the results were subtle and rejuvenating. For others, they became irreversible turning points that changed careers, reputations, and even identities. Behind the fame and flashing cameras are private battles with insecurity, pressure, and fear of being forgotten. In this video, we uncover the most shocking male transformations in Hollywood history, from procedures that seemed to turn back the clock to choices that spiraled out of control. Stay until the end, because one transformation remains so controversial, the world still can't stop debating it. Michael Jackson was more than a global superstar. He was a once-in-a-generation force who reshaped music, dance, and pop culture forever. At the height of his early fame in the late 1970s and early 1980s, Michael still carried the youthful features and bright smile that first captured the world's attention. But behind the spotlight, he was already fighting a quiet and deeply personal war with his own reflection. His first cosmetic procedure, a rhinoplasty after a rehearsal accident, was meant to fix a breathing problem. Yet that single decision opened the door to a long, complicated transformation. As years passed, Michael underwent multiple nose surgeries, along with cheek enhancements, chin sculpting, eyelid adjustments, and facelifts. Slowly, the face fans once recognized began to change. His refined features grew more fragile, his expressions more restrained. Even more controversial was the gradual lightening of his skin. Rumors spread quickly, accusing him of trying to erase his black identity. Michael insisted he suffered from vitiligo, a condition that destroys pigmentation. While medical records supported parts of his claim, public doubt never faded. Many believe the truth lies somewhere between illness, pressure, and relentless scrutiny. Crushed by racism, tabloid cruelty, and impossible beauty standards, Michael's face became a canvas of pain rather than confidence. By the time of his death in 2009, he remained the king of pop, but also a haunting reminder that fame can give you everything except peace with yourself. During the 1970s, Igor and Grichka Bogdanoff were celebrated as France's golden twins. Brilliant, charismatic, and effortlessly handsome. With sharp jawlines, striking cheekbones, and commanding presence, they became intellectual celebrities, hosting popular television programs that explored science fiction, cosmology, and the mysteries of the universe. Their blend of intelligence and allure made them instantly unforgettable. But by the late 1990s, something began to shift. At first, the changes were subtle. A fuller cheek here, a sharper jaw there. Then, almost suddenly, their appearances transformed beyond recognition. Their facial features grew exaggerated and unnatural. Cheekbones bulged, jaws widened dramatically, and lips took on an almost sculpted rigidity. Each public appearance deepened the shock. Audiences were stunned. Tabloids labeled them the alien twins, and images of the brothers spread rapidly, becoming a pop culture phenomenon long before viral fame was common. Yet the most unsettling element wasn't the speculation, it was the brothers' response. Igor and Grichka neither denied nor explained the changes. Instead, they appeared to embrace the spectacle, suggesting their evolution reflected futuristic ideals or a personal transcendence beyond normal human limits. Behind the mystery, most experts agreed that extensive cosmetic surgery, fillers, Botox, and experimental procedures played a major role. Still, the twins refused to frame their transformation as regret. By the time both brothers passed away in 2021, just days apart due to COVID-19 complications, their legacy had shifted. Once admired for intellect and elegance, they were now remembered as symbols of excess, a chilling reminder of how far people can go to escape ordinary reality and be remembered at any cost. Few Hollywood stories are as tragic as Mickey Rourke's transformation. In the 1980s, he was the definition of rugged masculinity, a smoldering heartthrob whose raw charisma and magnetic presence made him one of the most desired men on screen. Fame, talent, and undeniable sex appeal came easily. But everything changed when Rourke made a choice that would leave permanent marks far beyond his career. In the early 1990s, he stepped away from acting to pursue professional boxing. The ring was brutal. Match after match, Rourke absorbed devastating blows that shattered facial bones, left deep scars, and caused lasting damage. Surgery became unavoidable, not for vanity, but for survival. Doctors reconstructed his face, repairing fractures and injuries caused by years of punishment. However, what began as medical necessity slowly spiraled into cosmetic overcorrection. Multiple nose reconstructions, cheek implants, hair transplants, and attempts to smooth aging features followed. Many of these procedures were poorly executed, compounding the damage instead of restoring what was lost. The result was heartbreaking. His once expressive face appeared stiff and sculpted, masking the intensity audiences once loved. Even when top surgeons later attempted to reverse the damage, only partial improvement was possible. Rourke himself admitted he trusted the wrong people to fix his face. Though he eventually reclaimed critical respect with powerful performances like The Wrestler, his appearance remained a stark reminder. Mickey Rourke didn't just battle opponents in the ring, he fought time, regret, and the consequences of trying to rebuild youth after it was already gone. Simon Cowell never needed to raise his voice to dominate a room. A single stare, a lifted eyebrow, or an icy pause was often enough to shatter a contestant's confidence. For years, he was the unchallenged power behind global television franchises like American Idol, The X Factor, and Got Talent. But in his effort to preserve the face that audiences recognized, Simon came dangerously close to losing it. The transformation didn't happen overnight. It began quietly with light Botox and small filler treatments, routine maintenance in an industry obsessed with youth. Cowell later joked that he was using Botox like toothpaste. But what started as subtle upkeep slowly turned into excess. Line by line, injection by injection, the balance disappeared. By the early 2020s, the change became impossible to ignore. When Simon appeared in a 2023 video celebrating One Direction's anniversary, viewers were stunned. His face looked stiff and waxy, cheeks overly filled, skin unnaturally glossy, and expressions barely moving. Social media erupted with disbelief and harsh comparisons. The most painful moment came at home. Cowell revealed that his young son admitted he was scared by how he looked. That comment became a turning point. For the first time, the judge became the one being judged by the mirror and by himself. Since then, Cowell has dissolved fillers, reduced cosmetic treatments, and shifted toward healthier, more natural care. His story isn't just about aesthetics. It's about ego, fear, and the moment a powerful man realizes time cannot be controlled, only accepted. While many people dream of fame, fortune, or success, Justin Jedlica dreamed of perfection. Not the kind given by nature, but the kind engineered by a surgeon. Fascinated by flawless celebrities on television from a young age, Justin came to believe that identity itself could be designed. To him, beauty wasn't luck or genetics. It was a project. Just 4 days after his 18th birthday, Justin underwent his first rhinoplasty. That single procedure launched a lifelong transformation. By his early 20s, he had already undergone dozens of cosmetic operations. Over time, that number climbed into the hundreds. His body became a blueprint of extreme modification. Chest, shoulder, and arm implants, cheek fillers, eyebrow lifts, liposuction, and repeated nose reconstructions. Estimates place the cost well over $600,000. The media labeled him the human Ken doll, reducing his story to a punchline. But Justin never denied or apologized. Unlike celebrities who hide their procedures, he openly celebrated them. To him, cosmetic surgery was a legitimate art form, and his body was a living sculpture. Justin defended his choices with unwavering confidence, even appearing on medical reality shows to explain his philosophy. To some, he represents radical self-expression and ownership of one's body. To others, he stands as a cautionary symbol of obsession. His story forces one unsettling question: how far would you go to stop looking like yourself, and at what cost? Pete Burns, the flamboyant lead singer of Dead or Alive, was never afraid to stand out. In the 1980s, his bold fashion, commanding voice, and fearless confidence made him a pop icon. With the global success of You Spin Me Round Like a Record, Burns became known not just for his music, but for his unapologetic individuality. Yet behind the flamboyance began a transformation that would slowly consume him. It started with what seemed harmless, a rhinoplasty to repair a broken nose. But that single procedure ignited a lifelong pursuit of reinvention. Over the years, Burns reportedly underwent hundreds of cosmetic surgeries, including facelifts, cheek implants, and extreme lip augmentations. Each procedure pushed his appearance further from its original form. The physical consequences were severe. Excessive injections caused painful infections, constant swelling, and tissue damage so serious it required emergency surgery. At times, Burns came dangerously close to permanent disfigurement, or worse. Still, he never hid his choices. Instead, he described himself as a living work of art, constantly evolving. As the surgeries multiplied, the line between artistic expression and self-destruction blurred. What stared back at Burns in the mirror became unfamiliar, neither fully art nor entirely human. When he died in 2016 at just 57, his legacy split opinions. To some, he was a fearless trailblazer for individuality. To others, he became a tragic cautionary tale of what happens when transformation turns into obsession. Sylvester Stallone stood as the ultimate symbol of raw, masculine power throughout the 1980s. With his gravelly voice, intense stare, and battle-ready physique, he didn't just play hardened heroes, he embodied them. Rocky Balboa and John Rambo weren't just characters, they were cultural icons. Millions believed in their strength because Stallone felt unbreakable. But there was one opponent even he couldn't defeat: time. His cosmetic journey didn't begin with vanity. Stallone has explained that his distinctive crooked smile was the result of nerve damage at birth, and early surgery was performed to correct a medical issue. At first, the changes were subtle and acceptable. However, Hollywood's relentless obsession with youth eventually pulled him deeper into cosmetic maintenance. As years passed, the transformation became noticeable. His once rugged and expressive face grew increasingly tight and immobile. Brows appeared lifted unnaturally high, skin took on a wax-like smoothness, and the spontaneous expressions that once communicated toughness without words began to fade. Industry experts suspect multiple facelifts, Botox treatments, and facial fillers contributed to the shift. Fans remain divided. Some argue Stallone has earned the right to age however he chooses. Others mourn the loss of the gritty authenticity that defined him. Physically, Stallone remains powerful, and his career continues. Yet emotionally, his face tells a quieter story, one of resistance against aging, where even the strongest icons learn that time leaves its mark on everyone, no matter how invincible they once seemed. Across all of these stories, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Hollywood's obsession with youth spares no one. These men followed different paths, faced different pressures, and made different choices, yet they were all driven by the same fear: the fear of fading, of being replaced, of no longer being seen. Plastic surgery itself is not the villain. When used with care, it can restore confidence and repair real damage. But when the desire for perfection turns into obsession, the consequences can be irreversible. Fame amplifies insecurity. Under constant scrutiny, even the most powerful icons can begin to see flaws where none existed. Each transformation we've explored is a reflection of that pressure, a reminder that no amount of recognition can silence self-doubt. Some found balance, Others lost themselves trying to outsmart time. Ultimately, these stories are not just about altered faces. They are about identity, control, and the cost of chasing an impossible standard. Aging is not failure. Denying it is far more dangerous. Behind every procedure is a human being, vulnerable and afraid, wrestling with the same truth we all face. Time always wins, but self-acceptance determines how much we lose along the way. If any of these transformations shocked you, tell us which one stayed with you the most and why. Do you believe cosmetic surgery helps preserve identity, or does it slowly erase it? Like this video if you found it eye-opening, subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories, and hit the bell so you never miss what we uncover next.